5 Times Tony Denied Having a Kid by Katie the Book Nerd. The first time, Bruce. After 8.5 excruciating hours of school at Midtown High, the dismissal bell finally rang. Peter, like usual, bolted out of the school's front doors, almost tripping down the stairs on his way out. He threw open the door and slid into the passenger seat, completely out of breath. He had been waiting for this moment all week and refused to hold out for another second. "Come on, Abby, we gotta go!" Peter practically yelled at the driver. "Whoa, kid, you have to slow down and stop that. Last time I thought you were getting chased by an evil goon or something," Happy complained to him. "Sorry," he smiled sheepishly. "Mr. Stark told me you had a new idea for how to make my web shooters hold more fluid, while still maintaining the potential energy to reach maximum height. This is going to be so great, especially because I also may have exploded my most recent batch of fluid. I was making it in the chemistry lab and got a little distracted." Happy rolled his eyes but didn't bother to reply. After a few minutes, Peter broke the silence by asking, "Aren't all goons evil?" Happy gave him an incredulous look and replied, "What?" "You know, you said last time I politely asked you to leave the parking lot." Happy snorted and Peter grinned. "You said you thought I was being chased by an evil goon. So I was wondering, aren't all goons evil?" Happy replied with an exasperated sigh and didn't even bother to respond. After about an hour, they finally arrived at the compound. It was a long and stress-inducing drive that involved Peter tapping his foot impatiently and trying, to no avail, to get some of his homework done. He couldn't focus when working with Tony in the lab was so close to happening. He still hadn't gotten over the fact that the billionaire that Peter had admired his whole life had opened his lab to Peter so that they could work on his suit together. He practically sprinted inside, and Happy followed him, failing to hide a smile. With each passing second, he became even more restless. He had been to the compound and Tony's lab a few times already, but he still hadn't gotten over the excitement of being a regular thing. Despite how much it probably irritated Happy, Peter bounced up and down the entire elevator ride down to the labs. Tony had just finished his latest weld on a boot to a new Iron Man suit, right as Peter burst through the doors, already chanting about his ideas for their project. Realizing he had just caused a huge commotion, Peter blushed profusely and immediately stopped talking. He backtracked and attempted to lean on the doorframe nonchalantly. Hey, Mr. Stark, what's up?" Mr. Stark grinned and asked him, "Excited to work on the new formula and shooters?" Peter beamed as he spoke. "So ready!" and took a seat next to him. They worked for a couple of hours, finally close to perfecting it, when an audible grumble was heard. "You're hungry, kid?" Tony smirked. "Sorry," Peter responded sheepishly. "It's no problem. Friday, remind me to tell Happy to pick up the kid a sandwich or something on the way over next time." Tony asked his AI, talking to the ceiling. "It's not a big deal, Mr. Stark. I can just—" He was cut off by Tony shaking his head and refusing to let Peter finish. "Anyway, that won't help us now, so why don't you head upstairs and grab something from the fridge? I know last time you were here and you said you liked Pepsi better than Coke, so despite the physical pain it cost me, I ordered some of that too. There are a couple of cans of that in the fridge if you want one," the billionaire threw out casually. Peter smiled shyly, saying, "You don't have to do that, Mr. Stark, but thank you." He pushed himself away from the desk and stood up, heading to the stairs. Not even a minute after Peter left, Bruce wandered in. "So, who was that? Did all your Playboy years finally catch up to you? Knock up a girl and 15 years later he shows up?" Bruce asked teasingly. "Nah, he's just an intern." Tony denies, obviously unable to reveal his identity as the arachnid vigilante. "Oh, really? You spent one-on-one lab time with an intern, something you won't even do to some of your highest employees. You have him picked up from school, stock up your fridge with his favourite snacks. Not to mention he acts exactly like you. Come on, Tony." Before the older man could reply, Peter came back in, carrying a plate with a sandwich and some chips, along with a Pepsi. "Ready to finish up? May will be worried if I'm not home in 2 hours or so." He turns around to put the food on the table, not noticing Bruce standing there. "Just an intern," Tony finishes, smiling. End of chapter. Hi guys, hope you enjoyed that one. I'm working on a really long Avengers one right now, so I'm going to give you these short little one-shots. Because I have to make so many because of my policy to post every day, I'm doing a few handfuls of short ones. The Long Road to True Happiness and Winter Roses have some pretty long chapters right now. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Like, comment and subscribe and hit that bell to get notified for whenever I upload a new video. Have a good day, night, or whatever time zone you're in. Bye my guys, gals and non-binary pals. I'll see you in another video. Take care.